Welcome to the Drunkard's Path. We have a few things to show you today that I've been working on, as well as Sewcialites Block 9 tutorial. To get it started, I am going to tell you about this really cool shirt I got while we were in Houston. I was walking up and down the aisles and I came across the featherweight shop booth. And of course, I had to buy a couple things from there because I am fortunate enough to actually own a featherweight. So I was just checking everything out and I saw this really cute shirt where it says, "Let's stitch some more." And I thought, oh, had to have that one. So instead of wearing my regular Drunkard's Path shirt, I chose to wear this one today. I wanted to let the people know that are going to attend the retreat with the Sarnia Quilters Guild that we will be there as your vendor on November the 28th for the day. So we're going to try and bring as much yardage as we can and whatever other things we can fit into the truck. But we will be there for the entire day. So just letting you know that, if you want to do some shopping while you're actually at retreat, we'll be there. So I wanted to show you my fully finished quilt that I just got back from the quilters just a little while ago. It's the Bliss Quilt that I showed you the quilt top, but now it's all done. This one was quilted by Wendy Doran, and she did a wonderful job with these swirls and stars. So this is the entire quilt all done and bound. So I am pretty happy to have it fully finished, and we get that done like one step at a time. Okay, next I'm going to show you, I did finish all my blocks for the Moda Blockheads 5. I was kind of waiting for them to show the finish on how to actually lay the layout. I waited till Wednesday when it came out and I saw the finish and I went, I didn't really care for that. It was just kind of like laying your blocks, the 9 blocks out and putting sashing in between. I thought, what else could I do that would kind of make this one pop out a bit? So I just kind of laid the blocks on the floor and just kind of envisioned, I'll show you. It probably makes it easier if I held it up. But this is a quilt top that is all solids. And I thought, okay, how about we go with the solids on each side? So we have 3 blocks in the middle, and we have 2 and 1, and at the bottom we have 3 in the middle, 2, and then 1. So what I did was I took the length of the middle and I added pieces of the solid on each side, and I put sashing in between, and then I just put border on the sides rather than the top, and it gave it a really good size. I think this is actually could probably go on a kid's bed, no problem. I forget the dimensions. I think it's like 50 one way and 60 something length. So I can't wait to get this one fully completed. It just has to go get quilted now and bound, and this one will be done as well. So, yay. Okay, next I want to show you just a small project that I worked on. When we were in Houston, the Connecting Threads booth, they were giving out little packs, and inside of it was a mini charm pack. And sometimes you think, what am I going to make with a mini charm pack? What can I make something? So I just went with something very, very simple, because sometimes you want to have a little project in between your quilts because it gives you that sense of accomplishment, that it's done, completed, and maybe it could be a gift for somebody. But I just made this little placemat. So I used the full charm pack in the middle. It's like this multicolor, and I didn't know what the charm pack looked like until I opened it. And I thought, wow, what nice colors. And it's got gold on the top of each color, so it just kind of blends, and I thought it was very pretty. And then I just used scraps of fabric for the side. So we had two of these packs, so I'm making the duplicate of this, so there'll be 2. So, and I'm going to give these away to somebody. So yes, that's what you can do. You can make something very quick. Okay, now I want to show you, I always like to see if I can incorporate the cross stitch with some quilting. So recently I purchased one of those quilting magazines at I was out at Shoppers, and I just saw the magazine rack and I went through it and I went, oh gee, there's some cute projects in here. So I found one that had a Christmas stocking, but it was a whole quilt of Christmas stockings. So you just make this block over and over and it makes a quilt. But I thought, well, wouldn't that look really cool just as a one block? And I also just recently got a cross stitch pattern. They were called Christmas ornaments. So they were little round ones. And I thought, well, how cute would it be to put this on the stocking? So what I did was I did the cross stitch, and then I did the block as it was shown in the magazine. And then I just, instead of this supposed to be one solid red here, so I just put this in between, and this is how it turned out. So I thought it was really cute. So it's just a little wall hanging, but it's just something different. And again, you don't want to do the same old with your cross stitch by putting in a frame, and that's it. Think outside of the box sometimes, and you'll be surprised with what you can actually come up with. Now, I do have a new start on my cross stitch. I thought that I would try a one color, like a solid, just one color. You don't have to sit and switch colors up as you're going along. So I found this pattern. It's called Quaker Gardens, and I thought it was just like just all you need is one color floss. I think I got about 7 skeins of this one particular color, and I thought I would just go with something like that. And my start, I used, let me see, it was fiber on the whim, hand dyed 32 count Belfast linen, and the color is called Earth, and it's kind of dark. And I thought, what would go really good with the dark? I thought, okay, maybe this teal color would look really nice with it. And when the floss came, I put it together with it, and I thought, wow, that looks really, really nice. So when I was flying to Houston, I actually started this on the plane, so I got a bit done, and it's I think it's gonna look pretty nice when it's all said and done. It's just something different as opposed to using a whole bunch of colors. I mean, you still have to think about what you're doing, but you don't have to think about all the different little symbols that are on the chart. You can just go with the one color, and it'll look pretty nice when it's all done. Also, as a reminder, we're getting down to the wire on our giveaway for our Christmas giveaway, the Peppermint Lane quilt kit. So get your name in there, and that will be drawn on the December the 15th. And just to let you know, on our website we have a search there. If you ever wanted to search by color, let's say you wanted to put in blue or red or whatever, all the fabrics that are blue or red will actually come up, so you can see them in one like on your screen at one time. So that should make things easier if you're looking by color. Now I want to show you something that some of you may remember when you were little. I don't remember this, but my uncle, he loves going to estate sales, and he saw something and he said, "Oh, Shelley, would you like me to pick this up for you?" And I didn't know what it was, and I'd never heard of it before. And I looked it up. It's called a pinker. Now, what's a pinker? Well, apparently in shops like Woolworth back in the day, or I don't even know, some of those older shops, the 5 and dimes, had this little thing called, this little gadget, and it was called a pinker. So I think a lot of women back then would sew garments, like, you know, their children's clothing or whatever. So this came in handy to when you bought your yardage, you actually could use it right there at the store. They were set up at the store, so you could just use it for however you need it, I guess. But it's in like excellent condition. So what it is this, you got this clamp, and you have this little contraption, and you can put all kinds of fabrics in here. You just turn it, you feed it in here, and I think you can put up to like leather in there. Apparently it'll cut. I haven't tried it with that though. But we're going to show you a little demonstration on how this tool can work. And I just thought it was just really something very cool, because I had never seen or heard of such a thing before, and it was just very interesting to me. So let's see how this works. Okay, here's our pinker all set up. So I have the clamp onto this pinking. It's called a Singer ball bearing hand operated pinker. So back in the day, you would have seen this on a table with probably all the yardage around it. So what you do is you take a piece of fabric, and there's a little guide here, and you can set this guide to the width that you want. So you place your fabric, and then you just crank the handle, and you just go along trying to keep it straight. I'm not used to using this, so hopefully I don't go too crooked, but there we go. Perfect pinked edges. So you can do that. You can see this was already a pre-cut fabric where the smaller little pinked edges, but this is the difference. It's actually a lot bigger than your pre-cut. So this is the result that you get with this little machine. So I just thought it would be something fun to show you that this is what they used to use in days gone by, but I'm sure I will find a use for it today. And now here's the tutorial on Sewcialites block number 9. Now on to block number 9. This is New Plus Old Block, designed by, I'm probably going to say her name incorrectly, Brigitte Heitland of Zenchic. So look at this. Beginner skill level, yay. So it should be fairly quick, fairly easy, and the only probably difficult part would be the middle square and a square. So that is the first step. Let's get started. Oh, here are my alphabetties with all my pieces cut out. Very simple. They're just 2.5 inch blocks and 1.5 inch. So it says to take my piece D and my square A's. So what we're going to do is do the opposite corners to one another first. So line it up. Go corner to corner, move down, 1.6 stitch length, and away we go. Just try to be as exact as you can when you're sewing this one. Like the middle piece, it should come out okay if you just can go straight, if you can do from corner to corner, nice straight line. Which now I probably jinx myself, but that's okay. Okay, we're going to snip and get our little cutting mat and ruler. We're going to trim 1/4 inch away from the seam. Now I'm going to iron open. I love the patterns by Fat Quarter Shop. They're so easy to read. Most of the time I can just look at the pictures and go once you get familiar with these types of patterns. They're really good. Okay, so we trimmed it off. We ironed open. Now we're going to take our 2 remaining A pieces and do the other 2 sides. So down we go. And now the remaining side. Okay, I'm going to trim these edges off, these corners. And I'm going to iron them open. Okay, here's our square and a square, which should measure, I think, 2.5. So I'm just gonna use this. 2.5 that way. 2.5, yeah. We're all good there. So now we're going to just, believe it or not, assemble the block. So B's go on the corners. 1, 2, and block C's go in the middle. Okay, now we're just going to sew them all together. So I'm going to chain piece the end ones first. One. I like to have this piece up because I can see the seams, and that way I can make sure that all the pieces get right underneath that foot. And I'm stitching over top like that. Nothing is poking up. And third one. Snip them. I usually lay them back down again, just to make sure I have them going the right way. And then we'll do the other side. Try your best for a nice, accurate 1/4 inch seam. So that's one, so we're gonna go this way so I can see it. And also you can see your needle is going to be to the right of where that meets, that seam meets. So you won't chop off your point. One more. Okay. Cut them apart. Might as well show you that. See, we didn't chop off our points. And so when I iron them, I'm going to iron so they nest together. So this one, I'm going to iron the middle piece out, and these ones are going to go in. Now we're going to sew the top piece to the middle piece. And everything should nest really good, really well. Okay, we're going to pin it. Remember, our top and bottom pieces are important, so we're going to do those first. Going to nest it. This one, you can feel it with your finger. Okay, and let's sew that one. Open it up and have a look. Yep, it's good. Didn't chop point. Iron it, and sew the bottom piece to the middle. So line up our end pieces. Nest. Your pieces may not be exactly where what you want, like the length. So sometimes you might have to just stretch the fabric just a little, and your feed dogs will kind of do the work, and everything will be aligned. So that comes with practice. Okay. game of roulette here. I didn't do that, see this piece, but I can see that I did manage to get it on the other side. So when you open up, point is still intact. So I did okay. Iron. And here we have a completed block 9. And that was very simple, very quick. And now we're on to block number 10. Yay. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, keep sewing, keep stitching.